Before the ban, figure skating has always been a contradiction. It demands grace, but rewards risk. It celebrates beauty, but is governed by rules. It looks like art, but is judged like math. Long before viral clips and trending hashtags, Olympic ice was a place of strict control. Jumps had edges, spins had counts, landings had criteria. There were margins for error, but no space for rebellion. And then, in 1976, a young American named Terry Kubicka stepped onto Olympic ice in Innsbruck and did something that would echo for decades. He flipped backward. Not a toe loop, not a salchow, not a quad, a full standing backflip. The crowd gasped, because figure skating had never seen anything like it on Olympic ice. Kubicka was already a pioneer. He was the only skater allowed to perform a legal backflip in Olympic competition. He was known for pushing athletic boundaries in an era when skating was still heavily weighted toward compulsory figures, those intricate tracings etched into ice before the free skate. But the backflip was different. It broke the aesthetic illusion. It made skating look dangerous, and most importantly, it scared officials. Shortly after, the International Skating Union banned backflips and similar somersault-type jumps from competition, citing safety concerns. The message was clear. You may fly, but not like that. The ban. The ban wasn't just about safety. It was about identity. Figure skating has always guarded its image carefully. It wanted elegance, line, refinement, ballet on ice. A backflip felt acrobatic, circus-like, gymnastic. It disrupted the illusion that skating was effortless. Officials argued it was too dangerous, landing on 2 feet, landing blindly, risking spinal injury. But skaters knew something else too. Danger was not the real problem. Control was. From that moment on, the backflip became forbidden fruit. Not illegal everywhere, just illegal where it mattered most. Competition, Olympics, medal moments. And for more than 20 years, no one dared defy that rule on Olympic ice. Until 1998. Surya Bonali, defiance on ice. If Terry Kubicka was the pioneer, Surya Bonali was the rebel. Born in France and adopted into a white family, Bonaly entered figure skating as an outsider from the beginning. Black, muscular, powerful in a sport that favored pale balletic archetypes. She didn't look like the judge's ideal. She jumped higher, rotated faster, landed harder. She trained backflips not as novelty, but as mastery. Unlike Kubicka, Bonaly could land them on one blade, one foot, clean, controlled, technically stronger than many legal jumps. But the rules still stood. No somersault-type jumps allowed. And in Nagano, 1998, Surya Bonali knew she would not win. Her competitive career had been marked by controversy, questionable scoring, artistic critiques that felt coded, technical ceilings that never seemed to apply equally. So she made a decision. If she would not be rewarded, she would be remembered. Mid-program, she did it. A 1-foot backflip. Illegal, deliberate, unapologetic. The crowd erupted. The judges deducted points immediately. But something larger happened in that moment. The backflip stopped being just a trick. It became protest. It became resistance. It became a woman saying, "You may control the scores, but you do not control what I am capable of." That clip still circulates today, not because she won, but because she refused to disappear quietly. Between eras. After Bonaly, the backflip retreated again into exhibitions and gala performances. It became something skaters did after medals were decided. Safe rebellion. Sanctioned risk. The sport changed in other ways. The code of points system emerged. Technical difficulty skyrocketed. Quadruple jumps became expected. Rotation became currency. Athleticism intensified. Ironically, skating grew more dangerous in legal ways. Quads strain hips, stress spines, destroy knees. But the backflip remained banned. It wasn't about danger anymore. It was about tradition. And then came Ilia Malinin. Ilia Malinin, the quad god and the viral age. Ilia Malinin grew up in a different skating world, one shaped by slow-motion replay, by social media, by viral clips. He became known for quads, quad axle, quad lutz, quad combinations stacked like equations. He wasn't just athletic, he was fearless. In exhibitions and shows, Malinin performed backflips with casual precision, not as rebellion, not as protest, but as demonstration. He could, and that mattered. In an era when audiences crave spectacle, the backflip re-entered conversation, not as scandal, but as possibility. When fans see Malinin flip backward, they don't gasp in horror, they cheer. Because modern skating has already become acrobatic. The line between artistry and athleticism blurred long ago. And now, when his name trends alongside Surya Bonali's, something fascinating happens. The sport remembers its tension. Control versus expression. Rule versus evolution. Tradition versus innovation. 3 skaters, 1 question. Terry Kubicka asked, "How far can we go?" Surya Bonali asked, "Who decides what is allowed?" Ilia Malinin asks, "What happens when the sport evolves beyond its old fears?" All 3 exist in different eras. Kubicka, curious pioneer. Bonaly, defiant challenger. Malinin, modern technician. And at the center of all of them, a backward rotation in the air. The risk. Let's not ignore reality. Backflips are dangerous. Blind takeoff, inverted rotation, potential spinal impact. But so are quads. So are 3-time axles attempted by teenagers with developing bones. So is pushing the human body beyond repetition limits. The difference is perception. A quad looks technical, a backflip looks wild, and figure skating has always been sensitive to how it looks. Legacy. Kubicka opened the door. Bonaly kicked against it. Malinin makes people ask if it should still be closed. Each generation inherits rules it did not create. Some follow them, some challenge them, some quietly outgrow them. And when Surya and Ilia trend in the same week, it isn't just nostalgia. It's a conversation about how sports evolve. Who gets labeled dangerous? Who gets labeled artistic? Who gets penalized? Who gets celebrated? The ice remembers. Ice does not hold memory for long. Edges disappear, tracings melt, but moments linger. Kubicka flipping in 1976, Bonaly flipping in 1998, Malinin flipping in a new era of technical dominance. 3 arcs through the air, 3 different meanings, one shared defiance of gravity. Beyond the flip. The backflip is really not about rotation. It is about ownership. Ownership of body, ownership of style, ownership of legacy. Kubicka showed it was possible. Bonaly showed it was powerful. Malinin shows it is still relevant. And somewhere between safety and spectacle, between regulation and rebellion, the question remains. Is figure skating protecting itself or protecting a version of itself that no longer fits the athletes it produces? The ice is ready. The audience is watching. And history has a way of circling back. Sometimes all the way around.